excited about this foundation. Many of you guys requested for me to test out this foundation. It is a new one from Laura Mercier. This is the Flawless Lumiere Radiance Perfecting Foundation. So this is what the box looks like, and then this is what the actual bottle looks like. You get 1 fluid ounce for $48. I am very, very excited to test this out today. Now, for those of you guys that are new to my channel, welcome. I am 39 years old. I have hyperpigmentation, I have texture, I have issues with adult acne, and I have wrinkles. So I need a foundation to really perform and be good on its own, because as I've aged, I can't wear a lot of setting powders or any type of powdery foundations. It just doesn't look good on my aging skin. So I really need my foundation to kind of be everything on its own. If I use a setting powder, the one that I prefer is from Hourglass. That's about the only one that doesn't make my wrinkles and everything look worse. So I'm curious about this foundation because it's supposedly supposed to be very hydrating and kind of more of a radiance type foundation, which is what I prefer. I don't really like matte foundations. I kind of have to stay away from them. They just don't look good on my skin. So I typically go for more of like the dewier, radiant, more natural type finish foundations. Just so that you guys know that for reference, as I'm reviewing this, you will know what I like and what I don't like in a foundation. I kind of think that's important when someone is reviewing foundations, so that you know exactly what that person likes in a foundation and what they don't. So let's get started on this review. So I'm going to wear this for 3 full days. Today is Tuesday, so I'm going to wear it Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then I'm going to put the video up on Friday. I'm going to try to wear it for 12 hours each day, just so that I can get a pretty decent idea. I will switch up primers, and you know, right now I'm in Utah and it's very, very dry right now, and I have normal skin, but right now I'm very dry because it's dry outside. So let's get into the information about the foundation and then we'll move into the tutorial. There are 30 shades in this foundation, and I actually had to order this from the actual Laura Mercier website. So this is not available at Sephora or anything yet. So if you want this right now, you'll have to order it from the actual Laura Mercier website. This foundation delivers a perfecting glowing finish that looks luminous in any light, immediate glow, and improved natural luminosity within 1 week. So I guess it has vitamin C, which boosts the skin's luminosity, revealing brighter and clearer, more even toned skin over time. So even without makeup, your skin is naturally more luminous. Skin appears more even, and the appearance of dark spots are reduced after 4 weeks of use. Okay, so I have some hyperpigmentation right here, and as you can see, I have a dark spot right there that is so stubborn. I can't stand it. I've been fighting that spot for years, and I just can't get it to go down. So this foundation provides 15 hours of moisturization to visibly smooth and soften skin, powered by silver ear mushroom extracts to hydrate and smooth skin instantly for maximum skin comfort. It's supposed to replenish the skin while softening the look of fine lines and wrinkles. So it's supposed to be a weightless, medium to full coverage formula that looks and feels like second skin. Flexible polymers melt into skin to create a long-wearing, comfortable second skin, and color true pigments resist oxidization. Oh, well, I hope that's the case, because there's nothing worse than a foundation that oxidizes. That drives me nuts. This is a luminous natural finish, and it is for all skin types, especially designed for normal and dry skin. So this is kind of like everything that I need in a foundation. I chose this in the shade 4W1.5 Tawny. That is described as medium with warm undertones. I do feel like this is a perfect match for my skin. But let me say this. So there's a website called Foundation, and it's basically a place where I've got an account through them, and so it stores all of my foundation shades. I probably have 15 different foundation shades in my profile. Laura Mercier's website actually uses Foundation. On their website, it says, click right here to find your perfect shade. It doesn't take you to the actual Foundation website, but it's powered by Foundation. So Foundation is basically the program that they're using to find your perfect shade. When I go to Foundation, Foundation tells me that I should be using 3W2 Golden, which is medium with warm undertone, but that's what this is also described as. So the shades are a little bit, they're a little bit funky, because so 3W2 Golden is medium with warm undertones, and then when you click on 4W1.5 Tawny, It's also described as a medium with warm undertone, but on the actual color shade chart, it looks like this one is just a tad bit darker. I would look at the suggestion from foundation, but then I would also use what you typically use to buy your foundation as far as, you know, what shade and what undertone you are, and then kind of pick between those two, because I'm kind of glad that I chose this one because this one is the perfect match for my skin. And I will also leave a full list of different foundations that I use in the description box down below and what shades I use in those different foundations. So that is what we are playing with today. I'm very excited about it. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. We're going to head straight into the tutorial. I'm going to show you guys how I apply this and my recommendations on how to apply this, because I do figure out the best way to apply this in my personal opinion. And then I will come back and do a midday check-in, and then on Thursday night I will come back and give you guys my full final thoughts after wearing it for 3 days. So that's what we're playing with, and I hope you guys are excited about the video. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. I am going to apply my Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base, because I am so crazy dry. The only thing I have on right now is just my moisturizer. So this is what the actual bottle looks like. It's really kind of pretty. It's kind of classy. Almost reminds me of a little bit like a Estee Lauder type bottle. It has a nice pump on it. I just put 3 pumps down in the tray. On one side of the face, I'm just gonna use my Sigma flat Kabuki brush. This is the F80. And then on the other side of the face, I'm gonna use my Wander Beauty sponge. This is the cushion sponge, I believe. When I first applied it, it looked a little bit light, but maybe it won't be. It almost like, okay, maybe it's not. But holy shitskis, this dries fast. I'm just gonna smooth that out with a sponge because I do have some brush strokes that I don't want showing, and I don't like the coverage that I get with the brush. But that dries fast. Like, it's dried. It's dry. That's kind of crazy. So with the brush, I get, you know, minimal coverage. Like, I would call this light coverage. I'm going to go ahead and apply this side with a sponge. It seems like I'm getting better coverage with the sponge, but this dries fast. Like, you got to work fast. So you apply it in one area and work quick, because this is definitely a foundation that likes to dry fast, and those 3 pumps are gone, by the way. So, you know, this might be a foundation because of the way that it applies and the way that it dries really quick. It almost seems like you have to use more. I don't know, but I definitely like the sponge side so much better. I like a foundation to kind of dry and set down, but I also don't want it drying so stinking fast that I don't have time to really blend it out and, you know, give it a nice, like, blend, I guess, into the skin. I don't know, but this dries quick, so, you know, I suggest working one section at a time and do it that way. I'm going to build a little bit more coverage, but I definitely like applying this. So I hate this side. Like, this foundation looks so much better applied with a sponge. I'm going to go over it with a sponge on this side and try to build up some coverage. Okay, I'm gonna say right off the bat, I do not like the way this looks over texture, and I don't like the way it's looking over my wrinkles. Right off the bat, I don't like that at all. I don't know if you can tell, but it kind of looks just kind of dry around this part of my face, which is where I need my foundation to perform the best. Just right around here, it just doesn't look the best over my texture. It's almost sitting on the skin versus going down into the skin. Everywhere else, I think it looks pretty decent on the forehead. Yeah, I just don't like the way it looks around the wrinkles. This is almost like a drying type foundation. It just feels dry. Like, it feels dry. I wasn't expecting that with this. I thought this was like more of a radiance foundation. There's things about this that I like because I can kind of feel like it's going to be long wearing. It's not super crazy full coverage, so it doesn't look heavy on the skin, but I do not like how dry it is, and because it's so dry, it's like cakey around. It's kind of, how do I put this? It looks terrible over textures and over pores. Like, it's laying like so funky over my pores around here. like, I didn't even know I had thicker pores down in this area, but it's like attached to those pores, and it's like exaggerating them. So right now it's 9:57 in the morning, and it's on Tuesdays. I'm gonna wear this Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then put the video up on Friday. I'll probably come back and do a midday check-in today, but my final thoughts will be Thursday night after wearing it for 3 full days. So that's my thoughts on it for now. I will see you guys in a few hours. Okay, I wanted to pop on here really quick because yesterday, which was my second day of wearing this foundation, I actually used the face oil, and I actually really liked the way that it looked. So I just want to show you guys, because the first night that I wore this, I hated the way this looked, and I hated it all day. I hated the way it looked right here. So yesterday, I really moisturized my skin, and I put that face oil on, and it worked so much better. Typically, when I apply a face oil, I will, put it on after I apply my moisturizer, and then like maybe even an hour later is when I go in with my foundation. This is a foundation that I have to put it on right before. So I went ahead and put on, the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I am so dry right now. Oh my gosh. So now that I have that blended in, now I'm going to go in with the face oil. And the one I use is from Wander Beauty. This is the Glow Ahead Face Oil. And I just put a couple of dots, and then I just blend that in. Actually, I've been using 4 pumps of this. I don't like using that much, but it's a thinner formula, and the pumps are smaller. So I think that's why I'm kind of like 4 pumps, but that really doesn't look like a lot of foundation, does it? I mean, that's really not a lot. So then what I did was I just started like working this into the skin right over top of that oil. And I do this area first, and I kind of like do this where I'm like moving my, like pushing out the wrinkles and pressing it over top. But this dries so fast. But this looks so much better like this than it did without the oil. So if you are somebody that is normal, I don't know that you'll need to do this. But if you're somebody that's dry, you're going to need to do this. Because this foundation dries and it stays luminous all day. It gives the skin a healthy looking glow, but it also dries so fast. And so I just recommend going slow with the Beauty Blender. Kind of take your time, build it where you need it, kind of push it into the wrinkles, like push it into where you have the most wrinkles. I just wanted to pop on here and show you guys just how beautiful and luminous it looks with an oil under it, and what application I found to make this work its best. Okay, you guys, I am back for a midday check-in. I wanted to pop on here and show you guys. It is almost 3:30. I've had the foundation on for about 5.5, almost 6 hours. It's kind of exaggerating my pores a little bit, and I don't love the way that it looks over my wrinkles. However, I love the radiance that this foundation gives my skin. And once I got my entire foundation on, once I got my full face on, warmed up the skin with bronzers and, blush and all that, then I used a setting spray, which I went ahead and used this one from Elsie. This is the Hydra Enhancer, which is one of my favorites. Once I sprayed that, and I kind of felt like the foundation a little bit melted into the skin, I like it a lot better. But you guys, the radiance of this foundation, I'm hoping it's coming across the camera. I really love how radiant my face looks. In fact, I don't know that I have a foundation in my collection, and you guys, I have a lot of foundations. I've been testing a foundation pretty much every Friday for an entire year. So I have a lot of foundations, and I don't know that I have a foundation in my collection that has given me this much radiance. Like, a half of me wants to just scream off the rooftop how great this foundation is, but then half of me is like, wait, hold on. It doesn't look that good up close when you look at it, and, over top of your pores and stuff like that. So again, I don't know that this is going to show up on camera, but I just don't love, I don't love it around, my creeping skin. It just looks kind of thicker in these areas right here, where it's kind of just a little bit too much on the wrinkles. I don't love it in this area. I just want you guys to see how it looks Oh my gosh, it looks so pretty. Like, I love it right here. I love it. If it wasn't for the way it was looking right here, I would be giving this like 5 stars all day long. But right now, I just don't love it, the way it looks right here. Man, this foundation definitely has me very intrigued. I'm very, very curious about it. So that's it for this first check-in. I will see you guys on Thursday night. This is the final night. It is 11 o'clock at night. Thursday evening. I gotta finish this. I've got the rest of the video edited. I just gotta add this last part and then put it up on the YouTube for you guys to see in the morning. This foundation is beautiful, and there's no doubt about it. It is a gorgeous foundation. It's such a fast drying foundation that I highly recommend going in sections. You guys seen with a brush, you're gonna get light coverage. With a sponge, I recommend it 100%. Sponge is the way to go. The oil helps. I will say right off the bat, 100%. The oil helps to kind of give me that extra hydration. I know that this foundation was formulated for people who have dry, normal skin, but I don't know that I would recommend this for somebody who has dry skin, because I do feel like I'm dry. That's one of the negatives about the foundation. Let me go through all the pros, and then I'll go through the cons. The pros, it's beautiful. It really is. They look so gorgeous and healthy on the skin. And it gives that skin a very luminized, beautiful, healthy looking glow, okay? Number 2, it's long wearing. Okay, so I applied this at like 10 o'clock this morning. I'm a very ritual person. I'm a little bit crazy about it, but I get up at the exact same time every day. I eat my yogurt. I kind of do my thing. Blah, 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 blah. And I start filming and start my makeup between 9:30 and 10 o'clock. It's just kind of my routine. So I've worn this foundation for 12 hours or longer for the last 3 days. And so it's long wearing. All 3 days, it's long wearing. Now, of course, I've lost the coverage right around here, but that's very normal for me, okay? That's where I'm gonna lose my coverage. And my ears are red because I've had my headphones on. I have family coming in. My brother-in-law is coming in from Florida and for the holidays, so I'm very excited about it. But I'm trying to get my house like kind of prepared and ready for, company, and holy shit skis. Okay, back to the foundation. Oh my gosh, I feel so scatterbrained and it's 11 o'clock at night. Ooh, okay. Did I show you that, by the way? Did I show you it was 11 o'clock? I don't know if I did. Okay, there you go. I wanted to wear this for as long as I can because I know that you guys have long shifts, whether you're a nurse, whatever it is. Most people don't wear their foundations for, 8 to 10 hours, but there are some of you out there that wear it for longer than 12 hours. So I try to do that every single time I test a foundation out because I want to see how it looks 12 hours later. I do think that if you have normal skin or combination skin, you will love this. The drawbacks are, number 1, I feel like I'm dehydrated all the time. I do feel like I'm dry. Even though I use that oil, I still feel dry. Number 2, it's fast drying, so you gotta work fast, and you gotta kind of work in sections, and you end up using a lot. To build the coverage, you end up using a lot, because I wouldn't call this a full coverage. I would call this a light medium coverage, and you need to build it to a good medium coverage. So just know that you're gonna use many pumps to try to get a decent amount of coverage. The one thing that I've complained about this from the day I put it on is I don't like it. I don't like it over my wrinkles, and I don't like it over my pores. I feel like it exaggerates them, and I don't like the way it attaches to those wrinkles and kind of separates, and I don't like the way it lays over my pores. Yesterday I used the Tarte, what is this called? This is the Timeless Smoothing Primer, and I kind of pressed it into my pores and then went in and pressed this over top. And I will say a pore primer helps. If you have, a pore issue, you're probably already wearing a pore defining primer anyway. I'm sure of that. If you're somebody out there that has enlarged pores, I don't know that I would try this foundation. If you're somebody who has more wrinkles than I do, I wouldn't play with this foundation. But if you are somebody that doesn't really have enlarged pores, maybe you have a little bit of wrinkles, a little bit of creeping skin going on, but you are normal or a combination, you will love this foundation because it is beautiful. Probably, in my opinion, the overall radiance of it is probably one of the prettiest radiant foundations that I reviewed in a long time. I love the way it gives the skin that beautiful, healthy, radiant glow. I would say the foundation starts to break down a tiny bit right around the 10-hour mark, but it looks gorgeous from that first time you apply it till like 10 hours. Of course, it starts to kind of go downhill after the 10 hours, but some of my foundations will start to go downhill after the 6. So I like how this foundation stays locked and loaded for several hours out of the day. If you're dry or oily, I don't know that you would want to try this foundation. I'm going to continue to wear this throughout the weekend. Monday, I'm going to start a new foundation for next Friday, but I'm going to continue to wear this, and if my opinion changes on it, or if I find a way to make this look beautiful and radiant over my wrinkles and my pores, I will definitely let you know. For now, that's what we're going with, so I hope you guys enjoyed this Foundation Friday video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for all the love that you guys show me in my channel and this journey. It truly means the world to me. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend filled with love, happiness, and joy. I will see you guys tomorrow, and I love you so much. Bye!